Thank you to be here. I'm glad to welcome you to the second webinar of the COSMOS project. Basically, I'm showing you the agenda of today. So after this welcome introduction section, I will leave the floor to Anastasios from CO2 Value Europe that will give us an overview of why we are here, why we are working on this European project, and why also maybe you are interested to join us in the activities of this project. After that, I'm glad to leave the floor to Raul, the project coordinator of COSMOS project, that will show us basically the aim of the project, the scope and the activities that we are performing, because the project started in May 2021, so we already performed some activities. He will show us something, and after that, Patrizio from Novamont will tell us something of their user case, because Novamont is one of the user cases, part of the project consortium. So I'm glad to leave the floor to Patrizio to understand something on their company and their activities that they will perform in the project. And after that, I'm happy to present you the result of the survey, because maybe some of you join us in the first webinar of this project. During the first webinar, we launched a survey. We gather information, and now this is the moment where we want to show you the results that we gather, and of course, open some tools for you to understand your point of view and in some way validate what we gather during the survey. Of course, we are very happy to also leave the floor to you to speak in some way virtually in the open discussion, the open and the question and answer session by the end of this webinar. Of course, we are asking to you to add the comment, the concern, the suggestion, etc., in the chat box here that you can find here in the Zoom portal, but also there is a question and answer box where you can directly ask something, and we are happy, of course, to answer to the question, to the doubts that you have, etc. During the last question and answer session, we are happy to also have with us Jordi Pedrola Vidal is one of the responsible of carbon capture and utilization team in Repsol. So we're happy to hear from him its point of view, their point of view as a company, so they can leave us some tips on the important thing for him. So we are very happy to have Jordi on board. So briefly, these are the speakers. You already seen it because they have the camera on, but we are basically in four, and Lara from a colleague of Anastasios is helping me and all the speakers to manage all the things inside this webinar. So I think that I can leave the floor to Anastasios directly to tell us something about why we are here, why we the European Commission funded this project. So Anastasios, if you want to share your screen, I'm happy to give the floor to you.
Thank you, Fabiola. Good morning, everyone. My name is Anastasios Perimenis, Secretary General of CO2 Value Europe, a proud member of this consortium. So why are we here? We are here because we have a very nice project that will showcase the contribution that CCU can do to reaching our climate goals and to diversifying our feedstock for the chemical industry. So I guess I don't need to stay a long time on this slide. Why CCU? Because it's a circular approach with CO2 being captured either from the air or from flue gas emissions in the case of COSMOS, also from bio-based industries, transformed into an array of marketable products, fuels, chemicals, or materials. So leading to emission reductions, certain pathways even to negative emissions, providing alternative carbon feedstock for our chemical industry, and helping to the transition to a more circular economy and more resilient industrial systems. For those of you who don't know us, CO2 Value Europe is the European association that is representing the CCU community in Europe and is dedicated to the reuse of CO2. We're proud to have members that are along the entire chain of CO2 valorization, from multinational companies, producers of CO2, to converters of CO2, so technology providers, usually SMEs, research institutions and universities that are researching in this area, and also regional clusters. So a very diversified membership. And our goal is to have CCU acknowledged as an essential part of the transition to a more sustainable economy, together with all the other solutions that we have in our armory to fight climate change. So one of the main messages in these 5 minutes is that COSMOS is part of a project portfolio, and there are more than 100 projects, CCU projects at different TRL scales in Europe, which means that it's not a theoretical concept in any case. It's tangible concept with projects and products that at some areas are even at commercial level, and there are a lot of projects in the pipeline that will showcase the potential of CCU. And soon there will be also a database available for the general public from CVE on the collection of those CCU projects. We ourselves are also participating in EU projects. Some examples here, for example, initiate dealing with steel off gases to produce to separate CO2 and produce also urea. Takeoff for sustainable aviation fuels from CO2. The two sister projects, COSMOS and Vivaldi, treating bio-based CO2 from bio-based industries for the production of chemicals, and the EU CCUS set plan that aims at the accelerated deployment of CCU and CCS technologies. It's important to say that the science is there. Much more LCA studies are being deployed than before to show that CCU, specifically also for the chemical sector, as you see here, has the potential to reduce emissions from the chemical industry and diversify the chemical feedstock. So the science is there. We've seen that the projects are showcasing the potential, and what is left is that the policy part is as supportive as possible. So the introduction of the EU Green Deal came together with a lot of new instruments, a lot of revisions of existing instruments. You see them here in a nutshell. The important thing is that it's from an holistic point of view a harmonized and consistently supportive instrument for CCU, and you will see in the next slide some of the instruments that have been introduced with the Fit for 55 package, and where CCU fuels and or chemicals or products are mentioned. I would like to point specifically your attention to the part of the Renewable Energy Directive that requires that 50% of the use of hydrogen in the industry is covered by renewable fuels of non-biological origin, which is a fancy word for CCU fuels and chemicals. And it's important because it also considers non-energetic use of those fuels, so chemical use. So that's the first time that CCU chemicals, like the ones that will be produced from COSMOS, are considered within the Renewable Energy Directive. So that means that the market will be there, and it's up to us to deploy such technologies and reach industrial scale with them. And with that, I express again my gratitude to be part of this project, and invite you all to join our activities and contribute one way or the other to the successful completion of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anastasios. So I'm happy to give the floor now to Raul, the project coordinator.
Okay, thank you very much, Fabiola, for your kind introduction, and also Anastasios for your very, very interesting point of view of this project. So can you see my screen now? I think so. Okay, good morning, everyone. Yeah, right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Roy Piñero, and I am the technical coordinator of COSMOS project. And first, I would like to thank you, everyone, for joining this second part of the COSMOS webinar. This is a continuation of the first one we made in September. And well, just we like just to refresh some concepts of COSMOS, and then go directly to the main part of the agenda. This project is led by a multidisciplinary consortium. We are 15 partners, including research and technology organizations and technology developers such as Cartif, CSIC, Funitest, Intep, CERF, University of Twente, Amsterdam, and Aachen University. We are also supported by the bio-based European pilot plant and a semi-expert in bioprocess and biorefinery upscaling. Also, CO2 Bio Europe is the European association representing the carbon capture utilization community in Europe. And we also count with the support of Arena Consulting as a technical service and engineering provider. And of course, our industrial end users representing the BBI sector, Avantium, Novamont, and Nadir. And last but not least, ERA Group as a waste management and technology transfer company. So let's go to some concept very briefly, because we already report this in the first webinar. And this COSMOS project was launched in May of this year. And our aim here for the next 4 years is to develop a breakthrough and cost-competitive CO2 conversion technologies to convert carbon emission, specifically biogenic CO2 emissions generated from bioprocesses, fermentation, and so on, into different sustainable biomaterials. We talk about polymers, renewable biochemicals, and biodegradable materials in general. So just some very brief remarks on this project. Our idea is to develop different breakthrough and cost-effective routes to produce high-added value chemicals from bio-based industrial CO2 emissions. So we are going to focus on different technologies. We are going to use multi-stage gas liquid fermentation cascade processes. We are going to take advantage of co-electrocatalysis technologies and membrane catalytic reactor systems. And also we are going to implement biomass conversion processes by organic biocatalyst. So all these technologies are very innovative, very disruptive, so that we are going to implement it from the laboratory scale to the pilot plant scale. Here you can see just very, very roughly and very specifically some kind of products we are going to develop. We are talking about polyhydroalkanoates, PHE, PHB, butanediol, long-chain dicarbosilicates, BTX, so I mean benzene, toluene, hexene, and aromatics, and cyclic carbonates. So our idea is to perform first primary conversion of CO2 in these two different platform biochemicals. Those are syngas and acetate, and then convert it into these end products that will have a fine application in the chemical sector. very important is that this project will cover an innovation jump from the laboratory to the pilot plant scale, and we are going to validate the results with some developments in within industrial real applications. So just to finish my introduction or reintroduction of the project, just to emphasize that we are finally aim for demonstration of this technical, economical, and environmental sustainability of the different COSMOS technologies. And for that, it's very important to count with the support of the different bio-based industries we have on board in this project. And also we count with a very appreciated feedback from different stakeholders in all the sectors you belong to, such as oil and gas, chemical industry, and other agri-food industry and other energy-intensive industries that can be interested in joining this project and can be in the future and take advantage of the replicability and the results of COSMOS technologies. I think it's all. Just to remark that mainly one of the most important challenges we have in this project is to produce low carbon chemicals, even negative carbon chemicals, which is very challenging. And along all the process using renewable energies, renewable hydrogen, all the tools we have, we can use for develop a sustainable process. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much, and just to express my gratitude again for leading or coordinating this project, and hope you can also follow us and join us in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Raul, for this presentation. I'm happy now to leave the floor to Patrizio, the second user cases that will present briefly their user case, the demo. So during the first webinar, we have Avantium, another partner. Now it's the turn of Novamont. So please, Patrizio, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Fabiola and Raul. And good morning, everyone. I'm Patrizio Salice. I'm a research specialist and project manager at Novamont. And I am here to tell you who Novamont is and why it has gotten involved in the COSMOS project. Novamont is the international leader in the bioplastics sector and in the development of biochemicals and bioproducts obtained from the integration of chemistry, agriculture, and the environment. We are a certified B Corporation that puts people, communities, territories, and the environment at its center. For us, to focus on sustainable developments means to promote a circular bioeconomy model capable of regenerating the territories. Our development model is indeed based on 3 pillars. The first one is the regeneration of deindustrialized site. Reindustrialization of no longer competitive sites thanks to novel first-of-their-kind technology that are integrated into biorefinery interconnected with the territories. And reindustrialization, that means also to explore the novel technologies such as those developed within the COSMOS project and to integrate them in our industrial plans toward lowering emission of greenhouse gases in our processes. The second pillar is the integration with the sustainable value chains. Indeed, we develop low-impact value chains interconnected with our biorefinery, enabling us to procure local sustainable feedstock. And this is strategic for a regenerative circular bioeconomy sector, especially in the post-pandemic situation where the supply chain disruption is generating worldwide instability. So why not use biogenic CO2 local emission as feedstock for the production of building blocks, biopolymers, and biomaterials? And the third pillar is product conceived as solutions. Indeed, our product, as we will see, are conceived to provide unique solution and sustainable in specific application, especially related to water and soil quality. And what we have seen is the possibility to turn a problematic greenhouse gas emission into high-value product, and that is quite enticing. The result of our development model is the integrated biorefinery. That is a process facility that converts biogenic feedstock into high-value product with maximum efficiency and recovery. And innovative technology developed by CO2SMOS partner are a great opportunity to recover CO2 emissions and use them as biogenic feedstock for the production of a wide range of bioproducts and biomaterials. Biomaterials that, as I mentioned earlier, are not just drop-in alternative to conventional products, but are conceived as solution along virtuous circular value chains. And Novamont bioplastic products under the trade name Matter B are a great example of how sustainable feedstock are converted into biochemicals such as 1,4-butanediol or biobasic carboxylic acid that in turn could be polymerized into novel biodegradable polyesters under the trade name Origo B. Origo B that are at the basis of our certified biodegradable compostable Matter B bioplastic that we sell and that is converted by our client and partner in final biodegradable products that are aimed to improve the management of organic waste in applications such as food service and packaging, but they are also meant to provide better solution for the agricultural sector. Indeed, these products have in common that at the end of their life, they could turn into compost or biodegrade in soil, depending on the environmental conditions. And that results in restoring organic matter to soil, closing the loop. Now, the CO2SMOS project could offer the opportunity to obtain all these bioproducts that you see in this slide from biogenic CO2. And this is not just a science fiction utopia, but it is a concrete project in line with Novamont industrial and user vision. And indeed, we are committed to evaluate how to integrate the technology being developed by the CO2SMOS partners with our own proprietary technology in order to use biogenic CO2 as a feedstock for biochemicals and biopolymers that in turn could be used for the production of biodegradable and bio-based materials. This will demonstrate a novel paradigm that is an integrated biorefinery able to turn CO2 emissions into bioproduct considered as environmental solution, transitioning to a low carbon economy. And let me end this presentation with a quote by our CEO, Katia Bastioli, in order to let this concept to sink into your heads and hearts. This initiative represents a key acceleration tool for the circular bioeconomy, fostering the transition from a wasteful linear economy to a low carbon and resource efficient economy. And with that, let me tell you again that we are such a proud member of this consortium, and let me thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Patrizio, for this very interesting presentation. So happy to be part with you and the other, of course, partner in this consortium. So now I think that it is the moment after this presentation, this overview of the why we are here, the project, and one of our user case, is time to show you something related to the survey that we launched during last webinar. Okay, so as I mentioned during the first webinar, we present the project, and after that we decide to launch a survey, because of course there are some activities also during the project that will benefit, of course, your comment, your expertise, and maybe you can become a replication site. So this is briefly the thing that I will tell you something about it. I will show you. So I will start, of course, giving you a brief presentation of why we prepared this survey, why maybe this survey benefits the participant, and of course the survey results. During the survey results that I will present, thanks to Lara, we will give you some time to answer to some polls. So we'll ask you some questions, and maybe you can give us your opinion thanks to this poll. So the activities we are performing are under the Work Package 1, led by ERA. So, in particular in task 1.1, where we can try to identify which are the stakeholder requirements, etc. In the project, we are preparing this deliverable that are a report that we have to submit to the European Commission to justify the activities that we are performing and the status of the activities. The first deliverable, in the first we describe the methodology, so why we organized the first webinar, why we organized and we prepared the survey, and why we organized this second webinar. The results of all this process will be included in the deliverable 1.2. The name is the title of this deliverable is Stakeholder Requirements and Market Needs, and for this reason we are gathering all the information. Rina with the CARTIF, of course, will elaborate these results and will be put in this deliverable that will be public. So this is the public deliverable, and everyone can basically read this, the results. So this is the survey that we sent by the end of the first webinar. The purpose of this survey was, of course, to collect information and the point of view of the stakeholder, potential stakeholder, interested in this project. Why we organized this survey? Because, of course, for us it's important to define the objective of COSMOS. We already predefined this objective, but we can in some way modify a little bit also according to your opinion. And because in the project, that is Work Package 6, related to the replication studies, market analysis, and also regulatory framework and social acceptance measurement, where, of course, your opinion could be helped. And you can become maybe a replication site of this project. So I also see previously a question related to we can join us the consortium. Unfortunately not, because the European Commission already financed this project. The consortium is already built, but you will have the chance to join us when the activities in Work Package 6 will start. Okay, so now basically I will show you the results. We collected 23 responses in the survey, and we are here today to listen also your opinion. So these are basically the major name of the people that answered the survey, and it's interesting to see where this company come from, so the country. Of course, I'm very glad to say that not only European countries gathered the survey, joined the survey, fill in the survey, but also, as you can see in the table, there are one response from Thailand, another one from Greece, another one from US, Malaysia, etc. So I'm very happy that this survey go around the world and not only the Europe. So one of the first questions that we ask, of course, for us is important to understand which are the type of organization where they are working. So as you can see, basically academia, R&D sector, the people come from this, but there are also other polymers and biopolymers, waste management. So I'm happy to see that there are people not all in the same sector. So I think that maybe Lara can send the first pool now, because of course I'm happy to see that where do you come from, your company. So if you can answer to this pool, I think that you can already see the pool in your screen. I can see directly the answer, but I think Lara can basically close this first pool after some seconds. So we are leaving you time to answer. So thank you, of course, because all this information will be included in this in the deliverable 1.2 of the project. Okay, so thank you very much, Lara, for closing the first pool. I can see now the results. So I'm happy to see that there are most of the attendees from other, not only, of course, when we put the other option in the pool, you can basically write in the chat where do you come from, etc., or any comment also for the other pool questions. You can basically add everything you want in the chat, and we can basically, after the meeting, after the webinar, use this information. So thank you very much for this one, Lara. Okay, going forward, we also ask the size. I will not to stay long here, but the comment that I want to say that I'm happy to see that most of the answers are coming from also small and medium enterprises. Of course, the project is focused on a specific topic, and I'm happy to see that not only the large company in the world are interested in this topic or they are working on. So it's interesting to see also these results. Okay, now I think that started the part of the survey with the technical, let me say, questions. So the first thing that we ask is in which sense CO2 emission affect your production process industries. These are mainly the response that we collected. As you can see, both from environmental image and economic point of view, is one of the most answered question option, but also mainly from an environmental image point of view, not considering economic point of view. So we also, as you can see, collect the other answer. So the attendees were able to add something directly in the survey, so writing something. The two main things that we gather are these two answers. So someone said that the CO2 emission affect of course, their company customer on oil and gas, fertilizer, petrochemical, etc. And the other one say that CO2 is a feedstock for their process, which is based on the gas fermentation. So, of course, I'm happy to see also that other people are giving us some other point of view of the topic. So now it's your turn. So please give us your answer. The question is the same, and also for the other, you can basically write in the chat your answer. So, of course, Lara is managing this pool, so maybe wait some 30 seconds, I don't know, and after that close the pool.
Yes, few more seconds to answer.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you, Lara.
No worries.
Okay, thank you. Okay, happy to see that 50% of the attendees answered the first one, but also the 33% prefer to choose the other. So if you want to add your comment in the chat, we're happy to read after the meeting your answer. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, going on, the other questions, of course, in your opinion, in your expertise, what are the barriers and the constraints preventing your organization to implement the deployed carbon capture and utilization solution? In the survey, this was a multiple choices, of course, because there's not only answer correct. So as you can see, mainly the most choice answered was economic reason, but not only, but 11 people answered this. As you can see, of course, depending on the company where you are working, the work that you are performing, but the economic reason is the biggest barrier for the participant. And what about you? So, of course, you have also in this case multiple choices. So you can choose more than one answer. And again, in the other, you can put something in the chat. What I can say in the meanwhile, this questionnaire, this survey was distributed, of course, outside the consortium, but also the partner inside could answer and give us, of course, the overview that we already know, but of course they are part of the European stakeholders. So we were happy to share this questionnaire also inside the consortium. Okay, thank you, Lara. Okay, the most answer was the same one. Happy to in some way validate what we already gathered during the survey. So 55%, 45% answer economic reason. So happy to see that this correspondence between the survey and the pool today. Okay, thank you, Lara. Maybe you can close. Okay. Going on, we ask these other two questions. The first one was, do you have any ongoing planning investment in CCU? And the other one, do you have any ongoing planning investment on the production of bio-based products? As you can see, the major answer for both was no. And in some way, they had also the possibility to specify why, yes or not. So in some way, we can say that, okay, this is a new word basically. So we are happy that the company are not all are planning these activities, but joining us in the survey, maybe they can start to think about new ongoing or investment, etc. So, of course, as I said, this is a new things in the world. So happy to start, maybe also thanks to this project, to start to involve the new company that at this moment are not planning investments, but maybe in the future, yes. So what about you? Are you planning or you are ongoing investment in CCU or in the production of bio-based products? Of course, if you want to add every time something in the chat, we are happy to gather all the answer.
A few more seconds and we're closing the poll.
Okay, thank you.
So answer now if you wish. Okay.
Okay. Great to also see that the answers are similar according to what we gathered during the survey. So of course, maybe this project could be a great chance for you to start to think about this. Okay, Lara, maybe I can go ahead forward. Okay, now we asked two particular questions. Of course, in the survey was we asked to give a rate from 1 to 5 on how they are confident, or maybe not much confident, or yes, related to the topic of the COSMOS project. So COSMOS will develop a set of high added value chemicals with direct use and intermediates for bio-based products. So we asked how much they are aware, confident about these 4 questions. As you can see, for the first two, basically, there are some people, 7 answer, say that they are very much aware and confident, but some others said also that we choose 3. So in some way, they know something, but they are not so aware. But in general, we can see that the possibility to use a biotechnological solution in your process for CO2 valorization and possibility to use a catalyst solution in your process for CO2 valorization, basically most of the people that join the survey answer that they are aware on that. Interesting to see that for the third option, possibility to use electrocatalyst solution in your process, most of the answers prefer to choose 1, so not aware, not confident on all. And for the last one, again, the answer said that basically they are confident. So happy to see how the work is going on right now, also thanks to this question, because of course the company are basically maybe focusing on biotechnology solution or catalyst solution, but not electrotech catalyst solution. So what about you? You, of course, you have not to give a rate, but maybe click and choose with the multiple choice, which are for you the most aware, confident option. Also considering your company, but also your experience, your competencies.
Few more seconds as I see other answers coming.
Okay, thank you, Lara.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. So, okay, I'm happy to see that 76% answered the second one as a much aware, confident. So, of course, this is online with in line with the COSMOS project. So happy to see that you potentially could be interesting also in the project as a replication site. Okay, Lara, thank you very much. And another question that we asked in the survey, again, to give the priority from 1, so low priority, to 5, high priority. The question in this case was, what do you expect from CCU process for your industrial process? These are the answer that we gather. I don't want to tell you how many people answer what, but basically watching this slide, I can say that, of course, the first one is one of the with the high priority, so reduce carbon emission and then taxes, of course, for your process. But I also very happy to read that a lot of people answer other and give a lower priority. So in some way, we in the survey, we put the thing that for us would be the priority for the stakeholder, but is maybe we covered all the thing that almost the thing very important, but there are other things that maybe the company are considering with a low priority. So happy to see also this one. Of course, I had the chance also to read what the people included in the other option, because they had the chance to write something. I'm happy to that, but I'm also glad that the people maybe are the thing that we consider for us the high priority are also your high priority. Also in this case, we prepared a pool for you to understand, of course, with the multiple choices which are for you the thing with the high priority for your industry, for CC2 project for your, as I said, industry. Of course, if you want to add something and we are clicking the other, you can put your answer in the chat. Maybe we can also compare your other let me say, other answer with the other answer that we collect during the survey. But basically, it's your turn. I don't know, Lara, if you want to let me know how many seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm closing it now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, really interesting, because we have the same percentage for the first, the third, and the fourth. So happy to see that in some way the answer that we collected in the survey are comparable with yours. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm thinking that we are almost at the end of the presentation. So now we, in the survey, we ask which could be the barrier for the COSMOS CO2 installation for you, of course, and in your industry. As you can see, I prepared this pie chart. As you can see, most of the people answer CAPEX and OPEX of such implementation and use, and also commercial CO2 technology do not meet the parameters of efficiency, scalability, and or economical feasibility required to take a possible investment large scale. But I'm happy also to see that the other option that we provided, someone answered also the other. So what do you think about this, which is for you the barrier? Also in this case is a multiple choices answer. So most of the answer that we gather in the survey say the first two, and in some way we agreed on this answer, but depends, of course, which is your industry, your sector, basically, etc. So please let us know in your opinion which could be the barrier.
I give a bit more time because there are many options to choose from.
No problem, of course. So, but basically, okay, happy to see that we basically have the same results of the survey, but also I can see that some other one person answer the third one, sorry, the fourth one, the fifth one. So in some way, the opinion is similar to what we gather in the survey. Nobody answers staff not sufficiently trained to manage a new solution. This is a great result, of course, because maybe in your company you are not considering this one. So thank you very much, Lara. We can go ahead with I think last questions. Okay, last things was related to who are the most relevant industrial sector processes to be targeted by COSMOS solution. In your opinion, you already heard something about why we are here, thanks to Anastasios. So you already have listened something from Raul, the coordinator, about the project. So you have an overview of the situation. This is the answer that we gather. As we can in some way imagine, waste incinerament plant and fossil-based power plant is the most answered option, chosen option. But also we have some other feedback, also chemical. So also some people provide some other inputs with the other option, but these are basically the category, the sector that we have in mind also where we prepare this project during the proposal phase before win the project. So in some way this is the same thing that also the people, the attendees of the webinar and the participants of the survey have in mind. So what about you? What is your opinion? Which is the most who are the most relevant industrial sector process to be targeted for the CO2 solution. Maybe your company, your sector could be interesting, or maybe not. So please give us your opinion on that. Again, I maybe say the same things during all the poll, but if you want to add something in the chat as an other, we are happy to collect your opinion.
A few more seconds to answer.
Okay, thank you. Okay, interesting results, as you can see, because most of you answered the second one, that in the survey is not the most answer chosen. So happy to understand that maybe chemical is the best, in your opinion, the most relevant industrial sector process where we can implement the COSMOS solution. But also can see that 3 people answer other, so maybe give us your opinion and the sector where you are working on. Maybe it could be considered also for the replication activities in the project. Okay, thank you very much, Lara. I think that this is my last slide. Exactly. So thank you very much for attending and participating in this pool. Now I can give the floor to you. Of course, maybe Lara could help me for the question and answer session, because of course, maybe there are some questions from the attendees that some of the panelists, the speaker now can answer. But before that, I'm happy to leave the floor as anticipated to Jordi from Repsol. Maybe Jordi can give us his overview, his opinion on this topic, because he's one of the responsible of carbon capture and utilization teams in Repsol. So maybe Jordi can join us. The floor is yours if you want.
Yes, thank you, Fabiola. Hi everyone, and thank you to the organization for the invitation to participate in this webinar today. I'm Jordi Pedrola. I'm a senior scientist in the circular process design team in Repsol Technology Lab. It's the R&D center of Repsol in Spain, in Madrid. And well, first of all, I would like to congratulate all the members of the COSMOS consortium, because I think that well, the project is offering a very, very interesting suite of technologies that will be very useful in the future. As well, as you know, probably you know, Repsol was one of the well, in fact, it was the first oil and gas company that was announcing was orienting its strategy to become a net zero emissions company by 2050, in accordance to the Paris Agreement. And well, as a company, we have very clear that the circular economy is a tool for the efficient use of resources, and well, we are really committed with this, as I said, with this circular economy as one of the main pillars of transforming our industrial centers into large multi-energy hubs capable of using different types of waste and converting them into carbon neutral products. So I think the COSMOS project really fits very well in our strategy. So we are working in several initiatives related to that. In our update of the strategic plan, we announced the ambition to use 4 million tons of waste per year by 2030. So this is a challenge that has already begun to work on and we are accelerating this the base towards achieving these goals, thanks to the construction of the first advanced biofuel plant in Cartagena, in Spain, where we will manufacture 250,000 tons per year of biofuels produced from waste. So we know that circular economy is a really important pillar of our future as a company.
Thank you very much, Jordi, for your comment, your vision. Happy to join us in this open discussion, question and answer session. So thank you very much. I don't know, Lara, if there are someone that asked something in the question and answer box.
So not in the Q&A, and on the chat box, as everybody can see, like the conversation is ongoing. And if you wish to talk to us, you can of course write there, and I will give you the right to open the microphone, or on the question and answer box as you prefer, or raising the hand, whatever tool works for you, and you can participate and talk to us.
Well, in the meantime that participants raise some more questions, I would like just to comment about the feedback from Jordi Pedrola from Repsol, that for sure the refinery and oil and gas companies in general are very, very pushed to comply with these policies of decarbonization and CO2 emissions reduction. Well, COSMOS project is focused on bio-based industries, because the goal of the commission was written like that. But technologies that we use in this project can be extrapolated and used using some complementary technologies for sure to capture to different industries. For instance, oil and gas industries is one of the target sectors that I think with COSMOS we can help a lot to deploy and to develop the project for CCUS. And one comment more about in the chat, I think that Eric from the steel making industry has raised some comments, that's very interesting as well, about the possibilities of steel making sector for taking advantage of this CO2 capture and utilization techs. I think indeed that also iron sector, steel making sector is very promising and very important, and is totally aligned with the decarbonization of the industry, especially with the high intensive energy industry. This kind of emissions and gas products are not biogenic, which is the right aim of this project. Of course, emissions from a blast furnace are pretty similar to the composition of a syngas. And syngas is one of the gases that we are using as a carbon substrate in our process, both in the bio process and in the electrocatalytic process. So sure, there are a lot of possibilities of extrapolating the results and adapting the results of this project to other high intensive energy sectors, iron, oil and gas, and a lot of them. So that's just some remarks I want to share with you.
Yes, thank you very much, Raul, and also read a comment. Do not forget the cement and sugar industry. So of course, thanks for this feedback. And I think that there is Miriam with the hand. So
yes, thank you, Fabiola. Regarding the steel industry, I have also found another comment in the chat regarding the steel industry, because it was my understanding that all the CO2 that it is at this moment emitting the steel industry is non-biogenic, but Eric commented that they are using biomass in the specific installations. They can inject biomass in the blast furnace. So the CO2 that it is then generated is biogenic. So it could be directly applied in the steel industry as the COSMOS solution. So the steel industry could be my summary of this speech. Yes. Is that the steel industry could be a sector directly a target sector for the COSMOS, because they are also producing CO2 from biomass.
Yeah, sure. As long as they use biomass or other renewable resources in their heating units or the energy generation units, these emissions can be considered as well biogenic. The thing is that we in this project we focus more in the CO2 emission, CO2 produced by fermentation process that in general has a higher level of concentration. We talk about 60–70% of CO2 purity in this process stream. So it is, in a way, it's directly more easy to refine, to purify, to upgrade the CO2 to use it for high rate applications in conversion.
Yes.
But sure.
I agree.
Yeah, so that's the point. But I think that the only let's say barrier to directly extrapolate the results of COSMOS to other sectors is to implement an efficient CO2 capture technology that indeed there are several of them already available in the market, and some of the technologies are under development and they are very promising. But this CO2 capture technology, along with CO2 concentration process, will just allow that emissions, flue gases and emissions from other industries can be upgraded and then converted into a perfect target carbon substrate for the whole conversion process that we propose in this project. So
yeah, this is very interesting to be transmit to those industries, because I'm aware that these sectors, oil and gas, steel industry and cement industry, they are working on capture systems to be implemented in the near future in their plants. Yeah. So it would be very interesting, because CC capture methodologies or capture technologies are obtaining a high quality CO2 stream. So it's good to know that this project results are going to be very useful for other, let's say, non-biogenic industries or sectors.
And even though, because we work with both pure CO2 and we work as well with mixtures of gas of synthesis that include CO2, CO, hydrogen and impurities, and we work with this gas substrate in different parts of the project. So I think that we can cover most of the potential compositions of flue gases or process gases that contain CO2 and other light gases, but that can be directly used as a, let's say, carbon and hydrogen substrate to produce bulk chemicals, let's say building block chemicals with added value that can be directly used in other applications. I mean, added value applications, polymers or whichever.
Yeah.
Maybe we can answer. I'm sorry to interrupt you 1 second. There's a last question that maybe Raul or one of the panelists can answer, and is, does hydrogen have a fundamental role in using CO2 as a raw material or not?
Sure. Yes, sure. It's mandatory. It's totally necessary to use hydrogen for the conversion of CO2 into different chemicals, both in the bioprocessing, both in the catalytic applications. I mean, yes, yeah. CO2 and green hydrogen are always coupled. So this is one of the pillars of our project as well, to use green hydrogen all along in all processes. In fact, we are producing, we aim to produce renewable hydrogen by coelectrocatalysis. So with this technology, we will convert CO2 into CO or other chemicals in parallel at the same time, we will produce green hydrogen. But for the rest of the processes, it's necessary to use hydrogen for any conversion of CO2 into different chemicals.
Thank you, Raul. We are running a bit late, but maybe we can take one last question that I see here. Can you please explain in the term of carbon negative and dollar positive? Whoever of you wants to answer.
But carbon negative in general, well, there are some kind of different definitions, but in general, we talk about carbon negative product when we talk about a product that calculating the whole carbon footprint of this product from the very beginning to the end product, this carbon footprint is negative. So this is just the experts in life cycle assessment know it very well, but we don't have only to take into account the CO2 emissions during the process, but also the source of the raw materials. If we use CO2 that has been captured from the industry or that has been avoided to be emitted to the industry to the atmosphere, we are using a raw material that instead of being emitted to the atmosphere, it's converted into other products. So it means that if the process is sufficiently efficient, the final product can target a negative carbon footprint. This is the idea of this project, to produce chemicals with a very low negative or even negative carbon footprint, and for that, to that end, we use CO2 from the industries.
Thank you very much, Raul, for the answer. I think that it's time to close this webinar. The last things, of course, the webinar is recorded. We can, of course, send the link to watch again the webinar. And also, I think that we can also share the PowerPoint presentation that we present today. So everyone that maybe left before the end of the webinar, of course, they have the chance to listen also this last part, the open discussion and question and answer session. So I think that I can say thank you very much to all the colleagues here that help us this webinar, that join us and gave us their opinion and the opportunity to talk about this topic. Thank you very much. And of course, thank you very much, Jordi, to join us in the last part of the webinar. Very interesting to listen your opinion and your expertise. So I think that I can say have a nice day to all, and see you next time.